What's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick video easing new players into the Meowfficer system and make it as accessible as possible. I've made a much more in-depth Meowfficer guide in the past, which is still relevant today, and I'll link that in the description, so make sure to check that out if you're looking for more information past the stuff that's in this video. Okay, I'm going to go with the assumption that you know absolutely nothing about Meowfficers and tell you the first few steps you should take to set your future self up for success and briefly explain why at each step. The first thing you should do is open up your gold cat boxes and do your dailies to increase the size of your cattery. This is the most efficient way to raise Meowfficer levels in the long term and doesn't really take any effort. Before even caring about abilities and talents, the first Meowfficers you should be looking to put into your dorm are Drake and Every, the two special Meowfficers everyone got from the previous Tempesta events. Other than that, you should prioritize getting one of Steel, Bishamoru, Oscar, Antenna, and Lime into the dorm, roughly in that order. Important purple Meowfficers include Edelweiss, probably butchered the pronunciation on that, and then one of Eagle, Jiromoru, or Arc. The reason you want to be doing this is that the EXP you're gaining on these Meowfficers over time is transferable to another one of the same cat at 90%, so in case you get lucky with a really good cat, you'll instantly be able to level it. I'll also talk about the choices briefly. Drake and Every, unlike the base Meowfficers, have fixed talents that cannot be changed. These talents happen to be very good, to the point where I would consider you lucky if you manage to find a better cat in 1,000,000 coins spent on the system and like 2 years worth of resetting. That's the kind of dedication you need to throw into the system to eventually be rewarded, but after losing all of my capital on AMD earning calls, gambling on Meowfficers is my only remaining source of dopamine. Now, I'll briefly explain the difference between skills and talents. Skills are these things over here that are the same across all Meowfficers of the same species. Only Steel and Edelweiss's skills are particularly important. The others kinda just exist, and you don't have to worry too much about them. All you really need to pay attention to is that if it has skills that say Command Cat, put them in the first or the left slot, and if it says Staff Cat, then the other slot. If their skills don't specify, then either slot works. Next are talents, which are these things down here. Each species has a fixed pool of talents that they spawn with. Some Meowfficers have better spawn pools than others, hence I didn't recommend Pound, for example, as one of the Meowfficers to rush into your cattery, because its spawn pool is the worst out of all the Battleship Meowfficers. This is basically where all the complexity and gambling is found, because not only do you have to hunt for a good spawn, but you have to endlessly reset talent points until you hit the jackpot. If you want to learn more about this part, make sure you check out the full guide in the description. To get started, this is all you need to know. Let's say you've got an Oscar, which is a Meowfficer with skills that buff battleships. You'll want to start with talents that also buff battleships, the best of which would be flat damage, like from Flame's Aggression, or these firepower talents, which also directly increase battleship damage. Destiny also increases firepower, and some defensive talents, like especially Mountain, but also Forest, are very helpful for progressing through a campaign. Similarly, for a carrier buffing Meowfficer like Bishamoru, you'll want to look for damage in aviation, and for a submarine Meowfficer like Steel, you'll want damage, submarine torpedo stat, and submarine reload. If your first cats have talents like Rookie Engineer Special, Submarine HP, and stuff like this that doesn't really provide any relevant bonuses, then still put them in your dorm as the EXP will transfer, but look to replace them as soon as you get something better. Okay, I think that's about enough information for the Beginner's Digest version. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. If you follow the steps in this video, even if you don't want to learn further and ignore cats for a few more years, you'll have saved up a lot of EXP from the cats in your cattery during all that time and you won't miss out on much. If you want to learn more though, go check out the full guide. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.